All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. I hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, man. I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing good, guys.
Good.
All right, man. Let's look at what we had yesterday. Actually, yesterday was a much better day than we had on what's this? The day before? I can't remember. Monday. Or Tuesday, much better day. So let's take a look at what we had here. Here is Neo, guys. Let's start with that one. Let's look at our 5 minute chart right in here. So Neo, again, very active pre-market action. That also went into the market open. You did get a very nice initial drop here. Opportunity for a short there. You got a nice little run. Then look at the reversal. And that's a tough trade to take, right? I always say these reversals, these V reversals are not easy, especially so early on in the day. So maybe you missed out on that. That's okay. It did give you a beautiful consolidation here and a chance to get in above the VWAP. Or also if it broke, when it broke this level, 42.66, another great entry here. You got a mini bull flag forming there. Look at the volume coming in as well, and then just a beautiful pop. So again, pretty nice action on Neo yesterday, a little bit towards the downside here, and then the rest towards the top. And then even later in the day, you do get some good plays here. Nice double top here happening off this level, and then you can see the drop there as well back to VWAP. So again, you had a lot of opportunities all throughout the day on Neo, which we did not see the previous day. Here's NCLH, also looked very good for a short. Did not was not able to break out of some of these levels we had here towards the top. It does lose it here below the VWAP, and it becomes a beautiful short towards the low of the pre-market. We had this 24.50 level here. It does consolidate around that, cannot hold, and then look at the continuation drop as well. A little bit of a somewhat of a double bottom here, not as strong or as significant as we've seen in the past, right? But again, still a double bottom there, does hold this level, and then you can see the beautiful pop that it takes off here back to the VF. So again, you have some action there as well with some really good price action and volume. Here was AMD. AMD had a great pop, and then from there, it didn't do much after that. So if you were playing, the break of this high of the pre-market that we had, this 96.36, oh, I'm showing the wrong chart. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I was writing on the different chart here. This 96.36, if you had this one set up here, you're looking for that breakout, you did get that, and you did get a beautiful run, guys. I mean, this is going what, from 96.36 all the way to 97.60. That for AMD is an amazing move, so hopefully you took advantage of that. Then from there, it does get a little bit choppy in here. It does not do a whole lot after that. Almost for the entire day didn't do anything that was great. At least there was no patterns that were forming that were clear to take for AMD after that. Apple was great yesterday, guys. Broke out nicely from this pre-market levels that we had here. Just look how great this thing was. Popped up on the 5 minute. Beautiful continuation after that as well. Again, just amazing. This thing opens up around 124 and shoots up to 126 in a matter of 15 minutes. So again, pretty nice play on Apple. From there, though, it does not do a whole lot, right? You have a span of about 2 hours where it's just chopping around, trying to find its direction. Finally gains some ground here again, holds on to the 9 moving average and goes back towards the high of the day. So you have some opportunities early on and also midday as well on Apple here. Tesla didn't trade well, guys. I didn't watch the price action on this one because I normally don't trade this stock anyways. But this year, yesterday, didn't trade all that well. You got these candles overlapping every single candle, the previous candle, and then you just get this drop out of nowhere here. So again, I just don't see any opportunity as far as strategy, right? What patterns are you trading here? So maybe some scalping plays, but Tesla is not an easy stock to scalp. I'll tell you that much. It's very, very difficult. Snow traded very well, but I just didn't have the guts to take this trade. I mean, it's just the spread was still 50 cents roughly, and it's not bad for a $300 stock. It's, I don't know, something about it's just if you're not comfortable in a trade, even when something looks good, if you're not comfortable with the situation, you're better off just not taking the trade. And that was me yesterday on this one. But look at the pop here, does get going above this 314 level, and you get a beautiful continuation all the way up here. I mean, we're talking about a move from 314 all the way up to 326. And again, you probably felt a little FOMO here, but again, it just didn't look as clean. And part of that
I
could
can
be,
tell you, I can tell
yeah,
you why you're hesitant trading this one. You know
yeah,
what the
please.
ATR? You know what the ATR is on it?
I'm not sure. No,
$27.
there you go.
A little bit over. So that just tells you how wildly you move. it moves.
Oh yeah, it's insane, guys. So again, so this is why, again, although it looks good, and then you're looking at this like, wow, that could have been me right there. It just might not be worth the risk. And that ATR, yeah, that is scary. I knew it was high, but did not know it was that high. Now there were some real good ones here, guys. Yesterday, Baidu. This thing now, another stock that's not easy to trade, but I know a lot of you guys took advantage of this one. Man, this thing was on fire. It went from 169 all the way to 180 in a matter of what, 30 minutes here. It's just incredible what this thing did yesterday. From there, they get a little bit choppy. But again, we're not going to sit here and tell you this was an easy trade. This stock also trades a little bit wild. The spread could be not so fun at times. But again, just an incredible move here. Now, they do some action after hours too, I believe, right? We're talking about this, right? Into the market close here. Yeah, look, it went all the way up to 185. And then after hours as well, it's just kept going, 195 on this thing. So we'll see. Looks like it might be possibly in play today. We already have 287. Might be a good one to watch. And MU, which we had some hopes for, didn't do a whole lot. It was pretty bad on MU yesterday. What's the other one we had to look at? I think it was Plug. Yeah, Plug was nice. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these. Space was also great, guys, on towards the downside. There was another one too. Yes, mRNA. Here's the one. This one was so clean, guys, on the drop yesterday. Beautiful opening range breakdown on the 5. Beautiful continuation all the way down to this level. I mean, this traded very nice as well. And the price action, I did see it. The price action for this was actually clean. Usually they tend to be a little shaky at times with their price action, but it was actually pretty good yesterday. All right, guys, let's get into the SPY. Norm, what do we have coming up for today and this week?
Yeah, man. So, SPY and Qs are up just a little bit this morning, less than 0.25%. So not a huge gap. So volume, not too terrible. We just had initial jobless claims come out. They actually weren't quite as bad as expected from the number I'm looking at. We had retail sales as well. Oh, wait, excuse me, that's tomorrow. I'm sorry. Retail. I was wondering why I was so confused. Retail sales did come out this morning. They were pretty nasty. They were worse than expected. This is the first time retail sales have been expecting a drop since the spring when everything started shutting down. So we'll see. The Fed's been meeting over the last 2 days, yesterday and today. They will have their announcement on rate policy at 2 p.m. And at 2:30 will be Jerome Powell's press conference, and we know how that goes. So word to people that have not been around for long is be very careful around that time because stuff can get crazy. It can look like things are going one direction and then abruptly change as soon as he starts speaking or answers a very boring question. So just a heads up on that.
Yeah, we've seen that so many times, that's for sure. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's remove what we had here yesterday, and let's create our new watch list this morning. We will make some rows here. Let's start with what's gapping down. It's not a whole lot there, only about 4 tickers here. So let's look at GLPG. Now this one we've seen in the past because it always gaps up and down, right? You can see the daily here is just horrible. I believe it's a foreign stock just by the way this daily looks. So they're down today. It is, right? Massive 15%.
It's not even worth looking at this.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of the volumes in a block trade back there about 805-ish. It's just all over the place.
This is a definition of a really bad stock, guys. Really bad daily price action, everything on there. Let's look at BCDA. This is 8 million shares float. Right now we have some volume, 1 million at the moment. They're down 10%. Now this thing has been popping up quite a bit here, guys, because we've seen the daily how it has been kind of moving here nicely. Well, not nicely, but it has been moving up between 225 all the way up to almost 850. So again, very big moves for this one, down 10%. But again, it's an 8 million shares float that does not trade very, very well. And let me show you exactly what I mean. Here was the pre-market action yesterday. This is why we discarded it. Look at how nasty this is. It's just not clean for 8 million shares flow, right? You want to see a beautiful candles, beautiful patterns, ABCD patterns, bull flags, moving up nicely with some great volume, right? You didn't get that in the pre-market action. At the market open, you can see here, this right here, guys, is not a whole lot of volume for this type of stock, right? So you got to be careful. You don't want to be stuck here. Anybody can come in, drop a big order, right? You're only trading 400,000 per 5 minute. Drop a big order here and really change that direction of this thing. So for that reason, I'm not going to watch it today. Yes, they have a nice drop here, good volume, but for the most part, I just don't trust this stock to trade well. The daily and the pre-market action are showing us that. Here is IQ. So for the most part, IQ hasn't been on our radar in some time here. Reason why this has been consolidating, not doing a whole lot. But today they're down 9%. Norm, is there anything going on with IQ today that we might be aware of? It's a big drop for them.
Yeah, they're doing some finance stuff, raising some debt, I believe. But frankly, I didn't spend a lot of time on it because
Hmm.
the chart's so ugly,
Yeah, yeah.
um, especially on the 1 minute, that I didn't pay a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, yeah. The 5 minute right now, guys, not looking great. I like the fact there might be some kind of news here, so we'll put it as a possible for now to see if it gets better. But it's really not looking all that great at the moment. I do like this drop though. This drop on the daily does look great, guys. We're down 9.9%, 223. Let's see if that volume is gonna pick up. And like Norm said, we need a better pre-market action here on the 5 and the 1. mRNA starting to look nice here after 8 o'clock, trading nicely. You can see the candles, more volume coming in, creating some beautiful candles on the 5. This traded very well yesterday. I like the daily as well, as far as the level that we just lost right over here around, what's that, 148, 145 or so. We're holding on to some more support levels right on here as well, where the price action is sitting at off the daily. So this could be interesting, guys. I mean, again, we consolidated between a serious consolidation or a range, or maybe a range more than anything, between 150 and 170. So this $20 range here has been holding for some time. We're slightly below this range. Wonder if that's going to signify anything towards the downside. So I do like mRNA today. Do we have shares for short mRNA? Yes, we
I
do.
do.
Yep. IB does, so we're good there. All right, so I like that one. That's
I
going to
got
be
my
on the main
analyst
list.
downgrade this morning, so
That's what it is. Okay.
yeah, part
We'll
of
see
it
what
at least.
happens there. And again, what's the downgrade to? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it was Morgan Stanley off the top of
Mm-hmm.
my head. I know it was a 150 price target,
Okay.
reduced.
Okay. All right. I mean, again, I get the downgrade, but guys, just keep in mind the stock is still strong. I mean, this thing has gone from 70, even lower than that, sitting now at 141. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do like what I'm seeing there. Let's see if that creates some good opportunities for us in volatility. Here is TLRY leading the gapping up list today with 28%. What's going on in the pot sector this morning? Do we have a winner in here?
Tilray and APHA are merging.
All right. So I see APHA down here as well. They're up 6%. It's funny that they're both up. Usually one of them, the
Well, it's not an acquisition; it's a merger. So they
that's
became
true. Yeah.
it's kind of a reverse merger buyout thing, and there's a 20 some odd percent premium to Tilray's stock price close yesterday. So that's what's going on.
Gotcha.
Plus, it's there's so many people that are in this space. It's gonna create a larger company. It's gonna reduce competition. So sometimes in spaces like this, it's not a bad thing to acquire a competitor
Yeah. Yeah.
and give them
Uh,
some more power.
got it. Absolutely. Tilray is definitely in play today. We will add this to our main list. Not the best type stock, and I'm gonna add also APHA. We'll look at these again later on today. Let's see what happens there. They both got great volume, both up nicely, but Tilray's up a nice 27% with actually a decent pre-market action. Not bad at
That's
all. I
not
like,
bad.
yeah.
Volume.
So we'll take a look at that. HTBX, 22 million shares flow. Horrible pre-market action. Just look at the way these candles are forming. Just not great. 1.8 million traded right now, up 24%. And then look at the daily. Also, just a disaster on this one. So we'll skip this. Myra is next. They actually have a decent pre-market action today. I like this. 2.7 million shares traded. This is looking nice. Yesterday they had a big day. They were not on our scanners yesterday. Probably the pre-market action was pretty dead, and it was. If you look at it in here, it's just not much going on. But they started taking off around what, 1 o'clock yesterday? 1 o'clock. Something definitely got sparked here. You can see the interest in volume coming in around 1:30. And man, that traded very well. So we got some continuation play possibly today. I'm gonna add that one on here. That one's looking interesting this morning. Laser, we are. Oops, that's BTBT. I'm not sure where I clicked on this one. Okay, it moved up on Laser. So this one here, not looking good at all. Not a great pre-market action. Not a great daily. We'll skip this. Back to Laser. This one now is again active. 1.99 million shares traded right now. Pre-market action is looking interesting. This is a 9.3 million shares flow. We do not have shares for short on this, so that kind of at least a little bit handicap here. I'm going to throw it back to the bottom here in case we get some opportunities to play it towards the top. I know this one a couple of days ago actually traded very well, and the price action was pretty clean with some good volume. So we'll see if there's any kind of bounce support happening here. If not, we'll discard it. Riot, guys, again, I know this one has been the talk of a lot of traders here. We do have what seems to be a decent daily. I just don't trust this stock at all. I feel that the minute I take a trade in this, it's just going to go against me, whether I'm long or short. It's just one of those stocks you just can't trust. So again, you got some action right now. 1 million shares traded. Pre-market action is not looking great. I don't like this choppiness here. You are starting to get a little bit better, hopefully, as more volume comes in. The daily does look interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. This does look interesting for a possible breakout. So I will add it on here, but I'm not going to put a whole lot of faith in that one. We will stop here, guys. Let's take a look of any other ones that we've been watching closely. OSTK.
I'm gonna quickly, yeah, that's
Yeah.
all on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's rallying. I think
That's what it is?
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't have it up right now, but everybody's saying it's broken
Mm-hmm.
20,000, which would be an all-time high.
Gotcha.
So that's why MARA, Riot, OSTK, all those will move on that news.
That makes sense.
Somebody's asking why LAZR is on SSR even though it's gapping up 9%. That's because it gapped down more than, or not gapped, it sold off more than 10% during the day yesterday. So that triggers it that day when it hits 10% down, and then also the next day.
Yeah. All right. Let me see what else, guys. So yeah, so we are going to stop here. Let's look at Twitter. What's going on with Twitter? So they're up 3%. They've been trading very nice the last couple of days on the daily at least. But yeah, worth putting as a possible. See if anything comes out of that move today. So add Twitter there, and yeah, we'll stop here. The rest on here. Maybe Baidu, possible continuation today. This stock is on fire, but again, I won't trade it because it's just not my style. But Baidu is definitely worth having on the secondary list here. All right, we'll stop here, guys. Norm, you have anything you like this morning?
Not yet, man.
Okay, let's take a look at our chat. What do we have here? Let's start with Francesco. You have Walmart, WMT. And Walmart today, very quiet on the volume, so I'm not seeing a whole lot right now. So I'm going to pass on this one. Let's take a look at Jimmy's giving us Baidu. We have that one already. HYLN. What's going on there? So this one here, you do have some volume. 295 is up 3%. I don't like the daily much on this one, though. I could tell. This is a recent IPO as well, it looks like. Back in October, is that what we're looking at? Yeah. So recent IPO on top of that. But again, the daily's not so clean yet. I'm not sure what to expect on this one. And pre-market action, I'm not seeing anything that exciting just yet. So we'll skip on that one for now. We'll come back to it if it gets better. Twitter, we do have. I do like what I'm seeing there. XPEF, let's take a look there. This morning, XPEF's got a little bit of volume, 559, so not a whole lot compared to what we're used to seeing. Their daily, though, is interesting. I do like what we're kind of getting a little bit of a base here around these levels that have played an important part in the last couple of weeks, right? Resistance here, some good support here. Was not able to hold too much. It did drop down lower to the next area of support, which is this one here. And now we seem to be bouncing up. We're up 1.5. Worth having as a possible, at least for now. To take a look at. Can't talk about XPEF without talking about NEO, so let's take a look at NEO and see what's happening there. Very similar situation, also up 1.5, just a whole lot more volume at the moment. Again, also finding some support down here as well after dropping down quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. But we know NEO can be very explosive, so we're going to add that to our main list. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple was great yesterday, guys. Had a really nice day. We've been talking about this breakout for some time. We were talking about actually in this area here. Then we got this drop, mainly caused by the market. Then it came back up. I know yesterday I had some iPhone news as well that was positive for them. Norm had mentioned that. And then look at the breakout here. Just perfect. Norm, this reminds me when you always tell me that it seems like these news breakout tend to happen when there's going to be like a daily breakout in a pattern on the daily. You're so right. It's just like the marketing team is waiting, like, oh, this looks like a breakout. Let's announce it today because traders are going to go long. Oh man, it's just
on the PR team.
yep, yep, absolutely. So again, I like this one, guys. Possible continuation today, or even drop. Let's see if it comes back down because again, it struggled big time to get above this. It could come back down now here if the hype is over. I don't think it is, but I do like Apple at the moment. Let's put that one on there. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD not doing a whole lot pre-market. Also had a big day, very similar to Apple's daily, right? Look at on here as well. Struggling to get above this. Did get the drop and then right back up and the push up. But pre-market, man, is pretty dead right now. So I'm going to skip on that one. I like Apple a whole lot better. Let's take a look at Snap and then Piton next. Snap, big day yesterday on Snap. Let's see how that went. Was this it? Well, not that great though. The trading was horrible. So they ended green, but man, this trading here, this was yesterday at 12:15. Yeah, that was not great. That's all over the place. And that's the thing with Snap. I'm surprised that this is how the daily chart ended on a day like this. Pretty interesting. So again, I'm not a fan of it right now, so we'll skip on it. Let's look at Piton, see what's going on there. Piton. No, did you get your bike already, or you're in back order to like March, April type thing?
January 20th.
Oh, not bad. Not bad, not bad. So here it is, guys. Piton, again, now volume right now, only 40,000 shares traded at the moment. I'm not seeing anything great. Yesterday did trend nicely here, but again, I'm not seeing anything good right now. They're daily, though. I see what you're looking at. Daily sitting right at the area of support. That was prior support. Now resistance here, resistance here. Can it break out and start hitting some of these targets up here, right? That could be interesting. So you know what? This could be a possible if we get the volume that we need. And we get the push up towards that towards those daily levels that we just pointed out. Let's look at MU. MU was not great yesterday. I don't expect it to be great today. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. It could be great today if it can get going, right? So we're sitting right at this area of resistance. Yesterday was not able to break through that, and it was just a chop fest all over the place. Today could be a hit or miss. It could chop around like it did yesterday, or if we can get the legs and get going here, start hitting some of these targets will be great. But I'm not going to add it just yet. MU is a ticker that we all know, so we know that if MU starts hitting the scanners, we can quickly look at it and take advantage of it. But I'm not going to put it up on the board right now. We'll wait for that one. SIOX, this one here, not looking all that good, guys. I don't like the daily on this. I don't like the pre-market action either. Don't get fooled by this great volume, right? 5.3 right now million, 28% up this morning. But just look at what you're dealing with. This is not something that looks great at all. Yesterday had 10 million shares traded, and look how it traded, right? Didn't move much. What's that, 20 cents of that, 30 cents range maybe? So you don't want to be involved in something like that. I'm going to skip on that one. Here's Twitter. We do have FSR. Let's take a look at that one. Pre-market action is not looking great. I do like the daily sitting here on this area of support, but we need more volume out of this. We need more activity in the pre-market. But I see what you're looking at here. This looks good as far as the daily. Does look like it's trying to do some support there. IQ we do have as a possible. Baidu we do have. PLTR is one that has been somewhat good to us, not all bad. We've seen some good moves out of it. Today they're pretty much stuck within all these levels at the moment. It looks like it wants to be on the weaker side today, right? We kind of see the level of support that we have right on here. Possible drop if we can get going. We got some targets we can hit that we have hit in the past, so that's interesting. 498. Yeah, this is worth taking a second look. I like the daily. I like the action on it. Fabio, Apple's daily is nice. Yes, it is. It is a great daily. Hopefully can trade better than it did yesterday. PLTR looking weak. I agree with you. I just mentioned that as well. Yeah, it does look weak. PFE. But again, no bias going into the trading day, right, guys? Wait for that setup, because how many times we've seen stuff that looks weak that you could bet your money this thing is going to go down, and next thing you know it's a long for the entire day. So be careful with that. PFE, we know how we feel about this. I just don't like the way this one trades. It's just very difficult to take as an intraday trade, right? So I'm going to skip on that one. All right, you guys got a lot today. Fubu, let's take a look at that. I think Fubu doesn't trade well, if I recall. I don't think it's a great trading stock. Yeah, this is not a good one. Just the daily overall is not great. Volume is a little bit on the lighter side, and just look at this pre-market action, 90,000, and not looking good at all. PLTR we have. Let's look at two more, guys. What else we have? I'm gonna scroll down a little bit further here. BTBT we looked at. It doesn't look great. Plug. I see a lot of people throwing out plug. Let's take a look at that. I like the daily unplug. I do like the daily, but that's about it. Pre-market's okay. We've seen so much better pre-market action out of plug, but we'll throw it on here. It's worth taking a second look at that one. All right, we had to stop here, guys. Let's see some of the stuff over on YouTube. You guys are throwing out the same thing too. Apple, we do have P-Ton is on there as well. PLTR, we do have HYLN. I think, did we add that on there? No, I think we took that off, or did not add it. What's wrong with this one? Yeah, I don't like the daily on this, right? The daily just doesn't look great for me on that one. So just be careful on that. Also, the spread. Keep in mind the spread, guys. For a $16 stock, this thing has a really bad spread. 7 cents now, but it was a lot worse than that. So just be mindful of that one. What else we have? Apple is good. JKS, I saw that in both chat rooms. Let's take a look at that one. JKS, remember, this is a stock that just went crazy in September. Just look at this. Just green days after green days. Even the red days was a gap up, from the day ended up a gap up from the day before. So just incredible pop here. From there, ever since, it has not traded well, guys. It's been, and even in here, it was a difficult stock to trade. The spread was all over the place. Again, you just couldn't join this action in the intraday trade. So great swing trade if you were able to get an entry, but for intraday trading, man, it was just brutal. Trust me, I looked at it quite a bit to try to get some of this great action there, but just couldn't happen. And today we're not seeing anything great neither. I'm concerned that this thing can be very choppy, and the moves on this are very wild, man. $1, $2 candles. So again, it just might not be worth the risk on this one. So be mindful of that one. All right, what else we have? Beru. BERU. This is not great, guys. Look at the daily. Also not anything that looks great there. PLG. What is PLG? No, I don't like this. See, anything that looks like this, especially this one, you have no volume, right? Just look at this pre-market action. There's nothing going on here for you. Now, the move is done here. If you caught this for a swing trade or a possible, scalp here, that's good. But now you're in that scary territory where you can chop around pretty bad. You don't want to be involved in something like that. Not saying that's going to happen. This thing could shoot up to $10, and we'll be regretting it, but it's not worth the risk. Riot actually looks good, guys. Did I put it on here? I did put it on here because Riot, man, I'm telling you, this daily does look interesting. So yeah, we have that on there. Let's do a few more. Gene. Nope, no action there, no volume. Let's look at PFE. Is not a great one. We looked at that one. ABNB. Let's take a look. What is that up to? All right, finally, we might be putting in a green day here. Is that what we look like? Everything has been red since this thing opened up, down to 120, 121. They're all-time low there, which doesn't mean a lot because it just opened up 5 days ago. But yeah, let's see what happens. This could be interesting if we're going to get some kind of reversal here, but I won't have my fingers crossed. I'm going to put it on here just for entertainment purposes, but I won't be trading this one. A, B, and B, 90,000 right now, trying to change direction. So let's see if it's able to do that. Space I'm going to look at because we saw that on both sides. Space this morning, what do we have here? Space daily is interesting. Had a drop yesterday. That's nice. Didn't think it was going to do that after gapping down so much, but did do a nice drop yesterday. Let's take a look on how that traded. Oh man. Oh no, we did. I did look at this. Yeah, we had this in our secondary. Yeah, we did have that in our secondary. Can it go down any further than this? I don't know. I don't know. Let's throw it on there. We'll take a look. All right, we have a lot here, but don't worry. We know how you guys know how we do. We go here and chop this up and make it look real nice. So don't get intimidated that you have to write all these down just yet. We're gonna really fine tune that list quite nicely. All right, let's get to our community announcements, guys. We'll come back and fine tune this list.
All right, guys. Last night we had Peter's webinar on how to take smart trades, specifically talking about entries, which is probably the most important part of the trade. Then next week we've got Eamon's How to Find Your Edge. That is at Tuesday special time, 5 p.m. Eastern because of his time zone. So get in there. We all know one of the most important aspects of trading is finding your edge and trading your edge in order to be consistently successful. So in psychology webinars, our last one, of screen's frozen so I can't see, but we will have Nada tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, talking about using mindfulness to set goals that are aligned with your values. And then a little bit of time off. And on the 30th, we'll be back with Mike talking about Introduction to Trading Psychology. Excuse me, Module 5, Mental Resilience for Trading. Remember, trade of the day. If you want to participate in this, take a screenshot of your best trade that day, mark it up with your entries and exits, give an idea of your strategy, your thoughts, why you took the trade, why you got out where you did, everything involved there, anything you can do to put some color on, describing the trade. Post it on Twitter, tag at Variable Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We will announce the winner of Trade of the Day every afternoon in the Closing Bell Show and also on Twitter. And we will take the trades of the day for the whole week. And the team will, over the weekend, the team will vote. And the winner will be announced on the Closing Bell Show on Monday and also on Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, you can use the promo code PREMARKET24. That will give you a discount off the intro membership, which is 1 week, 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room. Doesn't auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Also gives you access to Carlos's onboarding class each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. The promo code Black Friday 40 is still active for 40% off lifetime membership if you'd like to upgrade or become a lifetime member.
All right, thanks. Oh, excuse me, mute the mic by mistake. So yeah, if you guys were there yesterday, and I hope you was, man, you was in for a treat. Peter's presentation was great, but also his introductions are amazing. So he had the music going, he had the little the fireplace. Only Peter, man, can do stuff like that. It was just amazing. So that will be up today for those that are asking. We do have the recording. So around noon or so, maybe 1 o'clock, it'll be posted in the webinar area. So you can definitely take a look at that. But you will miss out on the music and the fireplace if you were not there, because that's not recorded. So reason to try to, as much as possible, to make the live webinars. All right, guys, let's get to this. Let's fine tune this list, starting with our main list here. So mRNA looks good. I love the pre-market action here this morning. That's starting to get a lot better. Look at what volume does to stocks, man. This is great. Volume starts coming in here a little bit more consistent, and just look how these candles are forming. No volume here, and you're getting this just nastiness over there, right? So that's looking great. Love that. TLRY, Tilray is looking good as well. Great pre-market action today. They got a catalyst behind it, joining with APHA, which also looks great today. I might not keep both of these on here though, but they both look very, very good. So this one we do have shares for sure. 2.8. I'm trying to see if one looks better than the other. They both look great. Their daily also very interesting, and probably APHA has a better daily for a possible breakout here, because you don't have any more resistance like you do on Tilray. Tilray here you have this here, the breakout, which is where we're hanging slightly above, and then here you have some stuff happening here. On APHA you don't have anything in the recent times above here, so, and it has done a pretty nice big move. So this could be a slightly more interesting. We'll see. MARA also is looking good today, guys. Great pre-market action, great day yesterday. NEO's chopping around, but again, we can't put too much weight on this because we know NEO can explode easily, but I love their daily. Their day looks very good. And Apple's starting to break down a little bit here. Had a big day yesterday. Great pre-market action this morning. I think this list can stay just like that. We can do small tweaks later on. Let's find to our secondary list, PLTR. I do like the move they're doing right now, but this could be a hit or miss. I would love to see this for a drop. Since I know this ticker already, right? We know PLTR. I'm gonna take it off from here and hope that this thing hits our scanners or somebody else watches it and calls it out. But right now I'm gonna remove it just to make this list a bit smaller. I like Twitter. I like what it's doing the last couple of days. Can they get going here? They're up 3.5. Not a whole lot of volume. We know Twitter can trade heavy volume, right? So we'll see that if this is going to turn into something. We'll keep it on here. I like IQ today. I love this drop. We lost a lot of ground on IQ, down 9.6. We've just blew right by this area of great support. This would have been an area I would have thought IQ would have paused that, right, and taken a little break. It just blew right through that. We're sitting all the way down here. We have to go back and do some levels for this one. But yeah, I like the drop there on IQ. Raya looks good, interesting on the daily, possible breakout, guys. Again, all this Bitcoin talk is definitely, you can see a lot of stuff moving here today. Baidu, you know what? Baidu is, I love what it did yesterday, but I know I'm not going to trade it. I know it's not my type of stock, so I'm going to remove it. XPEV, I'm going to keep an eye on NEO today. I'm going to take XPEV out of the way. Piton, It's just not doing a whole lot. I mean, the potential is there, guys, right? But another stock that we know PLTR, we know PTON, we know if these things start hitting our scanners, we can tune into them. So I'm just gonna get rid of it for now. Plugs daily does look good. I do like Plugs daily, and we've seen some beautiful breakouts on Plug in the past. I'm gonna keep that one. ABNB will be entertainment purposes, and Space. Yeah, Space could stay here for now. See if we get another drop like we did yesterday. This was nice. So we'll see. Yeah, Brian, I agree. Baidu is due for a pullback. I took it off my list because it trades funky. You know, you gotta be a certain type of trader to be able to trade that stock successfully. So just be careful. Carlos, isn't Tilray going to just trade in the range offered by Alpha? You know, I don't know. It might, but right now we've seen a great pre-market action. I mean, we're going from 950 all the way to 1050. That's a dollar move. So it might. We'll have to be careful. We have to look out that, you know, if at the open it starts getting really choppy and you're not getting these type of moves, then yeah, you might not want to touch this stock. But keep in mind, guys, this is a $9 stock, right? 972, 950 ish range, whatever. If you can get 20, 40 cents move out of this, I mean, that's a really, really good move, right? You don't look for the $2, $3 on it because that might not happen today, especially with that news. But if you could get, you know, 30 cents out of this bad boy, you're in good shape. All right, so
So
that is,
part of the
yeah,
deal in there, part of the deal and why that's not. I mean, usually when we talk about mergers and buyouts and stuff, they're not very interesting. But there's a couple of things. This one involves an all. This is an all stock deal,
hmm
so
hmm
you have a better potential of movement when that happens. It's not just pegged to cash dollar value and it sits there and holds steady. The other thing is there's so much competition in this market.
yeah.
And this sector has been moving a lot recently with political changes in the US. Yes, these are Canadian companies. Don't tell me that. I already know it. But they do. There are ramifications, and there are potential for some business down the road, maybe here. So the when there's a consolidation in a competitive industry that could turn hot, it sometimes is a little bit of a different story. So that's part of the reason it's moving more than a typical merger that you might see.
Yeah, I agree. Look at Alpha. Alpha again doesn't look all that great, but it's moved quite a bit, just like you mentioned. Or I mean, the last couple of months, look at the move this thing has made, going from 450 to 850 here, or hitting nine. So we'll see, man. These things, these both of these are really hot. I might not keep them both on my main list, but they're both hot to definitely take a look at. All right, guys, let's do some levels 9, 10. At the moment, let's get in here. So mRNA, let's start with that one. Love to drop here. Hopefully it does not get too extended and gives it an opportunity to join the fun. Right now, pre-market low sitting at 130, 138.62. Let's see if that's going to stick there. But either way, that's going to be a good level because you got some action happening here off these 2 days on there. This one on here, you do have the next level is 128.26. So let's keep that on there. And then towards the bottom, if we really start to flush, the next one is will be 115. 15. So again, does it have the potential to get down there? Absolutely. We've seen this do that before. Look at this big red day here. This thing can put in some really serious candles. So you want to be prepared for that. In here, guys, towards the top, our pre-market high doesn't have a whole lot going on. It's kind of right over here. We'll mark it anyways. It's sitting at 144.69, 70 to be exact. But above that, you got plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Got you covered there. So do not need to add anything more in that area. So here's mRNA, guys. Let's see if it's going to hold this 138.75. Doesn't look like it is. Looking rather weak right now. Great volume coming in here. 102 just dropped 5 minutes ago. So we'll see. Looking pretty good pre-market wise right now. TLRY, Tilray is also, again, very active, like we just talked about. High of the pre-market sitting at 1057. Your low of the pre-market at 907. We do have a level right on here as well that I want to mark. The price action is kind of dancing with that level right now, 967. So 967, you can see how many touches we have here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We got 4 days, you either opening, closing, or bouncing off that 967, 970. You definitely want to have that on your list. Look at already this pre-market action. We're seeing some resistance out of here. Look at the beautiful breakout that we took off that level. This could just be bad prints. I wouldn't put too much weight on this, but then here you can see that again more support happening right around that level as well. So you want to have that in there towards the top, guys, in case we do decide to rip higher. We do have a level here at 12.13. It'll be nice to have something in between here. That's a very big stretch there. Let's see. All right, here we have not too far going down to May, June. Let's see in this choppiness here if we find something that's good. That's our 1057. We do have this one here, 1139. We can drop that there. I think that's good. I think that would give us a midpoint between that 12, because that 12 is pretty far out. You're not going to get there right away. 1139, 1140. It's a nice midway point there based off some dailies we went back to June to look for. Here is alpha. Alpha at the moment, high of the pre-market. We do have 930. Below that, we do have 889. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market is 842, so that's good. Then towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Tons of levels down here, moving averages. I mean, you don't need to add anything else there. You're pretty much covered in that area. So let me delete this. Did not mean to put that there. But that's what you have there. Let's see it right now, selling down, good pre-market action, 3.1, again 5.2, and again, guys, lower price stock that can move very nice. If you get a couple of cents out of this, you're in good shape. Okay, so let's not don't push it expecting these $2-3 moves. Sometimes you might not get that. High of the pre-market for Mara right now is 859. Towards the bottom, what do we have? Previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. In here, below the previous day close, we do have the low of the pre-market at 670, so that's good. Now this is a big move, guys, from 724 over to 852. That is a big move. We got to find something in between here. Do we have anything on the daily? We should, or maybe not. I thought this thing would have been trading higher in the past, but I guess not. At least not in the 52-week range. So let's go back here. What we could do is let's look into our intraday, into our pre-market action. So we have a level right here. 756 is a good one. You can see the resistance happening here over and over again, and then the breakout, right? When you see that's a nice one there. Then above that, we have another area here where we have resistance, support, and then we take off the 793. You could put this at 8 will be probably a lot better, right? $8 would be good. 859, you're getting some resistance there now. Let's see if that's gonna hold. Look at the volume just coming in now, it's just looking pretty nice. And if it breaks out of that, we should start looking at the whole dollar numbers, right? We'll see if we can hit that 9. Here is Neo. Neo right now, again, pre-market really not looking great, guys. I mean, it's just it did popped up, right? Popped up, we're up 1.4, but after that it just has gone sideways. So not a whole lot going on there, but I'm still hopeful that this thing can turn it around. It seems to do that. If you look at Neo, for the most part, you're getting very wide candles, right? Look at the amount of wide body candles to the amount of really small candles where it chops around. There's not a lot of these, right? You really get a directional move for the entire day on this. Now at the open, it might be a little bit choppy, but you do get some kind of directional moves, and this is what you want to see on your daily. You want to see candles where you have a nice range. That tells me that it is trending in one direction for almost the entire day, and you're able to get good opportunities. You're able to spot your strategy a little bit easier when you have that, opposed to when you have something like this, right? Not saying that's a rule, but for the most part, that can help. 48.29 is a good level there as well. You can see the area of resistance happening all over this chart. Here, and here as well. So again, pretty much a lot going on there. So we'll see what Neo does. It might be a possible today, but it's hard to believe that on Neo. Here is Apple. Does look great, guys. Look at the pre-market high right over here at 128.69, 128.70. Low of the pre-market is all the way down here, but you have to mark down this level here because you can see how many touches we have been placed around this level, 127.29. I mean, just literally here you have this drop here, and also just at the moment you're struggling at this price target right now. So let's see if that's going to hold, if it's going to drop down back towards the pre-market low. So you want to have that on there. Then towards the bottom, you do have 125.94 based off this day here. So you want to mark that there. And then outside of that, you really have your highs and lows for the last two trading days. So that's what we have there on Apple, guys. Let's take a look here at our secondary list. We have Twitter. We have IQs. Okay, I'd like to drop there. Riot is taking off there. Plug is all right. A, B, and B starting to hopefully put in a green day today. And then here we have Space as well. So again, okay, possibles list, not great, but we'll have to see at the open how that turns out. It's possible to put the final pre-market list. Yeah, we could try to do that. Tony. We'll try to see if we can get that list for you there. All right, guys, let's take a look at our moderators lineup. Let's bring that in. What do we have today? All right, we will start with, looks like, let's get our visual in here. Here we go. All right, so we are starting with, who's up here? Thor. So Thor, you're watching plug today, BA, AMD. Secondary list is Dash, ABNB on your secondary as well. Jerry, you're watching TLRY, APHA as well for the merger news. Yes, I think those are two going to be pretty fun to watch today. Riot and Mara are both very active, guys. The Bitcoin stuff going on there, but I do like Mara. Mara looks good. I do have Riot on my secondary as well. We are looking at, he's also looking at Laser as well. That's on his list. John, high of day breakout Baidu. Again, that's a perfect stock for this today. And this is what I'm talking about. See, John's strategy, he can trade the Baidus, he can trade the Zooms and these higher price stocks because his strategy is perfect for that. It works out very well. If you have not looked at some of the webinars that John has put together, please make sure you do. He talks a little bit about that and how to set up your strategy as well. Watch this for Amen. We have Mara, Neo, secondary, AMD, Twitter, and Riot. Mike B likes his break of high scanners today. He's looking at BA and SQ. He does like the daily on that one. Brian has Mara long already. Nice, Brian. Excellent. Baidu, IQ, TWTR, Twitter, and also AEMD. I was also almost going to say AMD, but AEMD, he likes that one as well, unless it's a typo. We'll check that stock. Tiffany is watching mRNA, Tilray, secondary, this is Neo, and PLTR. And Brian is also short mRNA, which is another one that has a great pre-market action. So Brian might be done for his day by the time we are done with the pre-market show here. Peter is looking at IPOs for today. He has Wish, UPST, BCAB, and also SCPS. His list is main list AMD, Apple, Neo, secondary list TLRY, mRNA, Mara, PLTR, and Baidu on his secondary list there. So, all right, guys. So Brian is already short mRNA, which is again looking really weak, guys. Look at it. I'm gonna mark this level here. It's a good one too. To have on the list for today, 140.50. You can see that just how beautiful this level gets tested. Look at testing the VWAP. This blue line here is the VWAP. Nice test there. Breaks down again. It's just a drop. Brian, where did you get in on this? By the way, what's your entry on short mRNA? So that's a good one. And also he's long Mara, right? Mara as well. Yes, Mara is also taking off nicely. So 139 is his entry on mRNA. So again, right in here on this pullback, beautiful thing. Let's see if we get a nice little run there. So all right, guys, we have a very nice day today. I think we have a lot of stuff that has great potential. Again, let's be patient. It is Wednesday, middle of the week. Let's take it easy today and see if we could capitalize on some of these moves. So take care, guys, on YouTube. Brian and Andrew are next. They're going to carry us through the open and talk about what they're watching in more detail. We will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Take care, guys. Stay safe.